Effective rate of interest. The effective rate of interest is defined as the simple interest rate that yields the same amount of interest after 1 year as a compounded annual rate. So for example, if I have a 2% compounding account that compounds monthly, I'm actually going to earn more than 2% interest. And this formula allows us to determine how much interest that is. The effective rate is also known as the APY, annual percentage yield, not annual percentage rate. The formula is R for rate, subscript EFF to stand for effective. So the effective rate is equal to the quantity 1 plus I raised to the m power. Notice it's just m. M is the number of compounding periods in 1 year. We only look at a 1 year perspective. And then minus 1. I equals R over m still. In the example that I'll work through, it says, determine if a simple interest rate of 1% or a monthly compounding rate of 0.9% has a higher effective yield. The simple interest rate of 1% is simply that. It's a percent. It's 1%. There's nothing to do with this. Now we are supposed to compare it to a compounding rate. And that compounding rate is a 0.9%, where it's compounding monthly. So our effective rate is calculated as the quantity 1 plus 0.009 over 12 raised to the 12th power, and then we subtract 1. Using a calculator, we can find what the effective rate will be for this account. So the effective rate calculation provides 0.009037 and so on. Changing this to a percent, it is a 0.9, let's say 04%. We can see that the simple interest rate, its effective rate, is exactly what it is because it's already in simple interest. It's 1%. But when we compare it to the compounding rate is still less. We would expect it to be a little bit higher than the simple interest, but compounding rates are not always larger than simple interest. This compounding rate started at less than 1%. And even though we compound our interest every single month, when we're complete with a year, the interest earned as an effective rate is 0.904%, which is still less than 1%.